another episode of Musical Chairs with me, CheerUpCharlie. And today we have the amazing, the wonderful, the man with a voice of an angel, my brother from another mother, Nathaniel Morrison!
Hello.
Hi Nate, how are you?
I'm great, how are you? More importantly.
I'm really good, thank you. So, just before we get into the questions today, I just want to say, Nate, you're a special kind of human. I met you 12 months ago, and I'm so grateful you took me under your wing. I know that I'll grow and thrive with people like you as an influence. And if I become half the caring, talented, and charismatic man that you are as an adult, then I'll be so proud. So, thank you, Nate.
Well rehearsed, Charlie. I'm going to pay you later. I'm sending you an invoice for all the nice things you've just said about me. Thank you. No, seriously, I'm humbled to hear that, but I really do think it's all about you. I think you're an incredible human being, and I think it's easy to guide someone that already has brilliance and greatness in them. You know, so as you already know, I'm so proud of you and I admire you. I wish I had your tenacity and character at the age that you're at when I was your age. You know, it's just remarkable. It really is. And it's admirable and it's inspiring. So I'm encouraging you never to change and just to be you. Be you, because everybody else is taken. All right?
Thank you. And Mum will send you over an invoice tonight for that.
Great. This is working really well,
yeah.
Particularly during this time. When finances are low, we've got to look after each other, haven't we?
So, if you're ready, we'll get right into the questions.
Let's do it. I'm nervous, but let's do it.
So you ready for some funny questions, some interesting questions, and some serious questions?
No, not ready at all.
Well, bad luck. Let's hop straight into them. So, normally babies come out crying, but I'm sure you came out singing, oh! So, was there ever a time you didn't sing?
Yeah, when I was crying. If I'm not singing, I'm crying. There's hardly ever a time when I'm not singing, as you can probably imagine.
Yeah.
Sounds ridiculous considering it takes up most of it is my career. It's what I do for a job. It takes up most of my time. But yeah, I still enjoy singing. Singing soothes me. You know, it makes me feel good. It's just what I feel I'm on this planet to do. And even if I don't do it well, I'm just gonna do it because it's what I'm so driven to do. It's my passion, as you know.
Mm-hmm. I often get told to just stop for 5 minutes singing or talking. Was this something your mum said to you frequently?
Said to me. She still says it to me, Charlie. She says it to me. She said it to me today. She called me this morning and we were having a lovely little chat. And I must have gone off on a rant. And she was like, are you finished? And I was just like, oh, what? She was like, you've literally just gone off on the longest rant and you've not even taken a breath. And I was just like, oh, sorry. So yeah, she still says it to me, I'm afraid.
You have an amazing mum, just like I do. Did she always encourage you to follow your passion in the performing arts world?
Yeah, I'm grateful and blessed to have the mother that I have. I'm always telling her, and she's always like, just dry your eyes and man up. You know, that's literally what she says. I'm like, oh, you're so amazing. You've been such a support. Anytime I achieve anything in my life, I go right back to her and I'm like, Mom, thank you. Because if it wasn't for you supporting me and encouraging me and making the financial sacrifices that she made, not just Mom, Dad as well. But, you know, when Dad couldn't be there, Mom was always there. So that's why she gets an extra special mention. Definitely. So, yeah, I really do admire and love the way my mom has supported me, because I know that it's not easy as parents, you know, to make those financial sacrifices, not being sure if your child is going to follow in that path, if your child is going to actually seriously pursue it. I could have just said at the end of all of that, actually, I don't want to do this. And she spent all her money on my training and my tutoring. So, yeah, I really do have a lot of love for the support that my mom has for me.
You trained at the sensational Mount View School. Do you think that art should be accessible to all, regardless of their backgrounds?
Absolutely. I think it's imperative. I'm the kind of person that I know that it's not easy to do, but
Mhm.
if someone feels strongly about their calling in life, whether it be singing, acting, being a doctor, a lawyer, I think that whatever steps can be made, should be made to help that person advance in that area in
Mhm.
whatever way, shape or form, whether it be grassroots or whether it be grants, funding from whatever place. If it's
Yeah.
possible, it should be done,
Mhm.
because at the end of the day, if they're that passionate about it, we can only hope they will be able to pay it back in the end. And I'm grateful
Mhm.
that, with the support that I had at Mount View, because I did go to Mount View on a scholarship, and I would
Mhm.
not have been able to have gone if it weren't for that scholarship.
Mhm.
But I'm so grateful that I'm able to pay it back in some way, whether it be just putting a smile on an audience member's face, waving the Mount View banner, and doing them proud with my achievements and my success in this industry.
Mhm.
It's paying it back. And obviously, if they ever called me back to do anything, I'd do my best to make myself available, because they were the ones that enabled me to get the good training that I received whilst I was
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. What was it like the day you finally got your first big break?
Oh my gosh, it was unbelievable. It's hard to describe,
Mm.
because you have this dream and this focus in mind and in view, and even though you're hopeful, you're never entirely sure whether you're going to get there, or whether you're going to get there, when you're going to get there, how you're going to get there.
Mhm.
All those questions in your head, and these questions come about, I would say, for me, they came about near to the end of the second year, going into the third year, when I realized stuff was getting real serious. We were doing our productions, and these productions were in front of agents, and
Mhm.
these were considered to be showcase productions. And
Mm.
so I'm putting myself out there, almost as a product in the industry, to say,
Mhm.
hey, I'm here, please be interested in me, because, I could quite happily do with an agent right now to help me get jobs. And, I was very sort of green going into the industry. And lo and behold, directly after I graduated, I was offered a role
Yeah.
in Dancing in the Street, playing my dream role, Stevie Wonder. And it was weird, because at Mount View, I'd always dream of there being like a Motown type musical, or a musical talking about, or portraying the life of Stevie Wonder, or greats such as him. And lo and behold, I landed that role. That was my first job. So I was beside myself, just absolutely just blown away with
Mhm.
how remarkable this achievement was, off the back of training directly.
Yeah. How on earth
You'll
did
get
you
there
become?
someday. You'll get there. I'm looking forward to the day when you get your first job. I hopefully will
Yeah.
be there, so we can
Oh, you'll be
celebrate.
there. I'll make sure you're at the
Ah,
opening night.
make sure.
How on earth did you become a judge on the amazing show All Together Now? And just for my benefit, are they looking for a child judge?
I tell you this now. I tell you this now. Even if they weren't looking for a child judge, I think they would take preference over you. I've got a strong feeling you'd be up there amongst that 99, most definitely. No doubt, no doubt. So how did I come into it? Oh gosh, it was a friend of mine. It's I love the way how paths just kind of interlink, and
Yeah.
they direct you towards your destiny. And I like to give honor where honor is due. There was a gentleman by the name Michael Porter,
Mhm.
and he basically came to the choir because we were doing a gig for him, to kind of, unfortunately, sadly, he lost his mom. Without going too dark about things, he had a really tough time losing his mom, and we as a choir sang for a charity event that he put on. And so basically, he, in the midst of these rehearsals, found out about this All Together Now gig where, they were looking at the time for people to go and to try out this idea that BBC had in mind, which was, as we know it now, All Together Now, the TV
Mhm.
talent show. So me and a few choir members applied, and they took us on. It wasn't just him as well. There was also a lady called Sean, who also heard about it. So there was like two people, there were two sources, or two entities, if you like, just presenting us with this idea. And
Mhm.
so, yeah, we went and we had a little time in the hall, and we tried out different ideas and things. And then they were going on to do the pilots. and they contacted me and said, unfortunately, they won't be able to use my choir. I obviously had to feed that back to the choir, and they gave me their blessing. And so I went representing the choir and myself in the industry to do the pilot, which was incredible. The pilot was a success, and lo and behold, the first season of All Together Now got commissioned, and they called me back to actually be on the first season of All Together Now. So that's kind of how I got into it. So I suppose it's stepping stones, really, you know, to the point where I got to meet the producers. I had the interviews, and you have to audition and stuff as well. They have to kind of like check you out and see how you would get on and what your persona is about, I'm sure. And yeah, they thankfully, they liked what they saw, and they took a chance on me, and I had the best time on that production.
Yeah. You set up, just linking on to what you were talking about, the West End Gospel Choir, you set up the phenomenal West End Gospel Choir, who will be performing at the CheerUpCharlie concert when it happens, which hopefully it will be happening either next year or this year. Come
Definitely.
on.
It's
Come
gonna
on,
happen.
theatres.
It's gonna happen.
What an amazing thing to do. And how did it come about?
Wow. Well, I always sing, as we were discussing. I'm always singing.
Yeah.
So even when I'm doing a show backstage, like, I'm still singing to myself. You know, I suppose that's the way I kind of humor myself, or, you know, that's just, some people doodle on, you know, on sketchbooks or whatever on their notepads. I sing, I hum to myself. So, and I sing a lot of gospel music because, as you know, my roots are in the church. And my friends are like, what's this stuff that you're always singing? Like, it sounds really cool, but we can't really join in because we don't know it. But, you know, what is it? So I explained to them, well, this is gospel music. I'm singing gospel. This is the stuff that we sing in my church. And so they said, well, we'd love to sing that. And so with that, I decided that it would be really cool to kind of set up a little gospel choir type thing. Then I met some other friends of mine who were definitely interested in the idea of there being a community that was of people in the industry and by the people in the industry. So we were the ones that were setting it up, and it was for us, by us. So basically, we decided to try it out. She found, one of my friends, Lisa Thorner, found a venue, St. Sadie's Church, Knightsbridge, which was like, at the time, was an actor's church. I think they're still doing bits and bobs here and there. And lo and behold, I decided to invite about 12 of my friends to form this little group. And initially, it was just a community of us. We just wanted to come together as theatrical people in the industry that wanted to sing gospel music and nice music. Didn't necessarily have to be gospel, anything that was positive. So, I decided that, you know, maybe we should call this choir, like, because it's full of West End people. At the time, it was more so packed with people that were in the West End. Bearing in mind, it was literally about a quarter of the cast of Joseph. Yeah, I had the butler and the baker, basically, in my choir to begin with. So, and there were other people from other West End shows. So, yeah, we came together and we had like 2 songs. Our repertoire was like 2 songs, 12 people, and it has grown ever since to this day. It's now in its 13th year and is more successful than I could ever have imagined. So founding that being like a brainchild of mine is a huge thing to me, and I'm very grateful. Yeah.
You're also the patron at West End Musical Theatre School, where I first met you.
Yes, that's right.
Is it important to give back in the industry, do you think?
Very, very much so. We're blessed to do what we do. I'm just going to stress that I'm one person or one man that gets up in the morning and is so happy to go to work, and I love work. Even on the tough days, you know, I might mutter here and there and be like, I'm tired, I've got 2 shows. Ooh. But at the same time, you really, in my heart of hearts, I'm like just so grateful to be there because it's where I really, 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 really want to be. So one of the ways that I can say thank you for this gift, that, you know, opportunity to actually work doing something that I love, is to just give back in the way that I can. And if that's to be a patron of a very successful youth musical theatre school, then I will do that. I will do that. And I also remember that when I went into the industry, I had a lot of like people that encouraged me and spoke to me and took me under their wing and guided me, you know. So it was like, hold on a minute here. they've done that for me. I need to kind of be able to try and do that for others. I mean, I'm not entirely of age. I'm still kind of young. But, you know, the 17 years that I've been in the industry, I'd like to know that I can share something or impart some sort of knowledge or some kind of wisdom with anyone else that wants to go into the industry or that is even in the industry. So, yeah, I always just try to be a positive force in that way and give back. I think it's important.
You've got your own amazing one-man show, Songs in the Key of Nate.
Wow,
how did that come about, and is it fun to do?
It came about, funnily enough, after I went to see Titus. I'm looking forward to your one-man show, by the way. I mean, enough about me already. I want to hear more about you and what you got in mind, because I know that there's a brilliant brain right there. So I'm looking forward to the creations, Charlie's creations. Anyway, so yeah, my one-man show. Basically, I went and saw Titus Burgess. That was it. Titus Burgess, who is someone who I really admire and look up to in the industry.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's someone that inspires me. He's what he has achieved on Broadway and even on Netflix has spoken to me in so many levels.
Like,
you know,
inspire
because
me.
it's a lot. Huh? Oh,
like you inspire me.
I don't know. I hopefully I inspire you as much as Titus inspires me. That would be incredible to know.
Definitely inspire me a lot, mate.
I'm always trying to. You're worthy of being inspired. Honestly, it's true. You're incredible. You really are. And as I say to you, I really just wish that I had your character and your tenacity at your age when I was, it's incredible. So basically, we digress. I decided I saw him, and it was really hard for me to get a ticket, to be honest. But I was like, you know, when you have that thing, you wake up in the morning, you're like, I've got to do this. Yeah, I know you have that thing. So I had that thing that morning, and I was like, I need to get a ticket. I haven't got a ticket, and I really need to be there. I need to see this guy because he's so inspiring. And I managed to get a ticket thanks to, I think it was Darren Bell, very famous photographer in the industry. He sorted me out with a ticket upstairs in the, shall we say, the dress circle of the Hippodrome. And all my friends were downstairs, like, oh, yeah, I've got a ticket, I'm downstairs in the stalls. And I was like, oh, show offs, go away. But I managed to find myself right in the center of the dress circle of the Hippodrome. And the man just started singing, and I just connected straight away with his music and what he was doing. Long story short, we ended up having some sort of banter throughout his one-man show at that time. Found out that I was in Jersey Boys and I was playing the role that he originated on Broadway in Jersey Boys, Barry Belson. And so we had a little bit of dialogue with that. And then later on down the line, he just opened up the floor and said, anyone got any questions? I wanted to know who he'd like to duet with, because I thought, man, that would be incredible to see him duet with someone that he really looks up to, admires. And lo and behold, he flipped the whole thing and was like, well, anyone, would you like to duet with me? I ended up going onto the stage, singing His Eyes on the Sparrow with him, which was the most incredible time of my life, if not one of them at least. That's something that I'll definitely always remember and treasure, that moment. And he inspired me and spoke to me, and I got to speak to him after his concert, and he said, so do you have a show? And I was like, no. He was like, what? And I was like, no, I don't really have a show. I've always thought about doing like my own actual cabaret, but it's a bit nerve-wracking. I've done cabarets before with other people, like duo cabarets, but never one by myself. So that was it. That was what inspired me. He was just like, you need to do your own show. You know, believe in yourself. And it's strange because the last song he dedicated to me, which was Believe in Yourself from The Wiz, which was a very spiritual moment for me. I really felt him speak to me. So that stuck with me. And whenever I'm having a down day, I just turn that on and just, you know, get into my focus and believe in myself. So that's how that show was birthed. Well, and it's basically songs that I absolutely love. And because I love Stevie Wonder, I decided to call it Songs in the Key of Nate, because Stevie Wonder has an incredible album called Songs in the Key of Life. So I played around with that, and there's obviously quite a few Stevie Wonder songs in there. I think there's definitely one or two from that same album that I sing.
I first met you when #CheerUpCharlie was first born, and you took the time to get to know me, and I know you suffered similar when you were younger, and it's people like you that give my generation the hope that things will change. But change needs to be learned. How can we help get over this massive negativity around the arts, especially in boys?
I think this sounds a little bit preachy, a bit philosophical. But I think that you have to acknowledge the power that you have. You have to ensure that your voice is heard.
Yep.
And it doesn't matter in what arena. You know, you have to strive to make sure that you're heard, and make sure that you're in the room. You know, there's a song in Hamilton that we all know quite well, "In the Room Where It Happened." You know, try and get yourself into the rooms that matter, you know, if you can. I think that's, each one teaches one. And I think that we have a responsibility as artists and even as human beings. You know, if we have goodness in our heart, if we have a fire and a passion for good, for the good, then I think we ought to pursue that in whatever way we can, whatever way we see fit. Yeah. So I think that's the way forward in that sense. Like, you know, don't let negativity cloud your positivity. Let your light shine real bright.
Yep.
So that darkness don't have a place. You get what I'm saying, my brother?
Yeah.
Shine your light so the darkness don't have a place. When you speak up, you know, your voice has power.
Yeah.
And your voice has say, and it matters. And I think if you have that in mind when you express it, I think someone has to hear you. Someone has to hear you. Something will be done. And we've seen it happen. Whenever things happen in the industry, even like right now with the theatre industry going right now, the situation that we're in, people have spoken up. And because people have spoken up, we have the opportunity to watch things online. National Theatre have been incredible, you know, like putting a lot of their fantastic productions online. And we're being heard in some respects. Maybe not in the way that we ought to be at this time and at this point, but we are still being heard. And it's because we, as many one voices are coming together to create a very loud voice to say, hey, this, you know, can you support us, please? Can you, this, because it's only fair. You know, we make up the economy. We you know, we entertain people. The entertainment industry is one of the biggest industries in the UK, as far as I know. You know, it really does thrive within our economy. So then we need to be looked after without getting too political. But, you know, you just got to make your voice heard. You got to make your voice heard.
Yeah. Do you work alongside any charities? Because the Diana Award always needs amazing people like you.
Well, the Diana Award has me. If they want me, they have me. Charity is a big thing for me. And as a matter of fact, whenever a charity event comes up where the choir can be involved, I literally throw the choir at it. Charity is definitely at heart. It's something that is very close to my heart.
The Anti-Bullying Week at the Alexandra Palace would love a gospel workshop done by you and the gospel choir. Oh, that'd be amazing.
I'm telling you, whatever they want, if so long as it's obviously with the times that we're in within the government guidelines, I'll do it. We'll do it. If it has to be Zoom or whatever, we'll do it. We'll do it. Charity is something that I consider to be very important. So, and anti-bullying, my God, I'm right there because I don't stand for bullying, as you know. And I think that's what drew us close together because we both don't stand for that ill treatment. You know, so I'm there. I'm there.
Yay!
Yeah, you got me.
If you could give yourself some advice as a child, knowing what you know now as an adult, what would it be?
Okay, so I would actually say the first thing that comes to my mind is take your time. I would say to my younger self, take your time, because I have a tendency to just want to rush. And sometimes when we try and do all that we can do, you know, it's like everything just goes poof because we just don't have the focus or we don't take our time to get to where we want to get to. I don't believe a book is written in a day. You know, there's a saying, there's an expression, Rome wasn't built in a day. And I find myself saying it to so many people. But I really, if I had the opportunity, I would have said it to my younger self to just take time and open up my mind and really be open-minded and learn as much as I can, because knowledge really is power. And as you get older, you realize that more and more. So again, another philosophical type of response. But I think I would tell myself, take your time, take your time, and learn as much as you can. Open your mind.
So, now for some funny and interesting questions. So, are you ready for this?
Okay.
It's my fun now.
I'm not ready for it. I don't think I'll ever be ready for it. But let's give this a try. Let's go.
When you go home, does your mum still tell you off, or does she embarrass you at all?
She does both. She does both. This, I feel like right now, you know, we used to go for them dinners before I'd go into work.
Yeah.
This is what this feels like. These conversations.
Yeah.
These are the kind of questions that you ask me when we're at dinner with your mom.
Yeah.
But yeah, I have to say, yeah, she still tells me off. I'm blah blah years old. Blah, don't crack. But yeah, I'm grown. I'm a grown man, but she still tells me off, and I still listen to her and respect her. Yeah, she still puts me in my place, and she still embarrasses me. She does. One of the ways she embarrasses me is because she'll just call me up sometimes, or if I'm with her, and she meets a friend, she's like, "Oh, this is my son, the one that I've been telling you about in the West End, blah blah blah. Yeah, he's a singer and everything. Sing, babe, sing." And I'm like, right now. She's like, "Yeah, just sing something." And I'm like, I don't want to. I'm a bit embarrassed because I'm a little bit shy. So I'm like, it's hard to just sing. So yeah, she does that. She does those things.
You seem like the type of person to play tricks on set. I'm not implying anything, but just a thought. So, what is something you've done that no one knew about until today?
Oh my gosh. These are horrible questions, Charlie. Putting me on the spot. I may have been naughty. I may have, like, back in the day, I may have confiscated items of, like, wardrobe to my fellow peers that I'm working with, and at the last minute when I knew they had just enough time to put it on, I've kind of given it back. And yeah, I've been naughty. I've done some naughty things backstage that I shouldn't have done. I'm never going to work again, thanks to you. I'm never going to work again. Thank you. You've
had so many roles. What is your dream role, and who would you appear alongside with?
It's mad crazy because I feel like I've done that. I feel like I've achieved my dream role, and I would have to say Stevie Wonder.
Yeah.
Because that was the dream fantasy, and I couldn't imagine it into fruition anytime soon. And the fact that it was the first gig out of school it's remarkable. It's like, whoa, okay. There are so many other dream roles that I have and I will always have, you know. I've always thought about playing the MC in Cabaret to change things up a little bit. I've always thought about being like the male Rafiki, Sebastian in Little Mermaid. I like real great, like quirky characters, but I also like real serious characters as well, because I'd like to show off that side. And, you know, I've been looking at, I don't know if I'd be able to take it on, but I've been looking at Hamilton recently, and there's a few roles in Hamilton that, because obviously it was on Disney Plus, and I've been desperate to see it, and I've never managed to get there. And if I'm honest with you, I just couldn't afford the ticket. So I'm so grateful for Disney Plus for actually showcasing it and showcasing the Broadway cast as well, which was incredible. And watching it, I was like, oh my gosh, that's a great character. Or I'd love to have a go at that, you know, because I don't think my rapping is that bad. And there's a bit of street in me somewhere. So I'd love to explore that avenue, maybe.
Yeah, well, I think I've got a role that you would be very good at playing.
I'm nervous.
It was
What is that?
meant to open just as lockdown started, but I think you would make an amazing Olaf in Frozen.
That's strange, because you're like the fifth person that has said that to me recently. That's weird. No, it's weird. I've had a few people be like, Nate, did you go up for Frozen? I'm like, no. They're like, you should have gone up for Olaf. And I was like, oh, okay. Oh, okay. I suppose there's an Olaf in me somewhere.
Now, This is my favourite funny question because there's some really bad ones of these coming out now. So, I know you're
Gosh, here we
perfect,
go.
but do you have any gross habits that the world does not yet know about?
Okay, for starters, number one, I definitely am not perfect. Anyone who knows me will tell you he ain't perfect. And God alone, our dear God above will tell you he ain't perfect. I strive, but as to whether I ever make the mark, so yeah, we've dealt with that one. The other thing, terrible habits. Okay, now this is a bit of an impact. Oh, you really put me on the spot. This is horrible, Charlie. I thought we were gonna have a really pleasant afternoon. This is abuse, by the way, just so you.
It's not over
Okay,
yet,
here we
mate.
go. Oh gosh, I'm nervous. Okay, so here we go. I do this thing. People, their stomachs turn when I tell them this, but I like to eat a chocolate bar with my sandwich. So if I have a sandwich, I mix the sweet with the savory.
No.
It's,
No. No.
that's what I do. So I'll bite into the sandwich. I'll have a little chew on that, and then I'll bite into like a Kit Kat or a Twix or Snicker, whichever one I fancy at the time. And yeah, I like the two together. And sometimes, if I'm feeling wild, oh no, you asked this question, so I'm going to answer it. If I'm feeling wild, I will not only have the sandwich and the chocolate bar, I'll put some crisps in as well with it. There you go.
Now for a round of quickfire questions.
Gosh, here we go. All right then, let's have it.
Favorite shop?
Favorite shop? Oh my gosh. Oh, that's a hard one. These are quickfire questions, and I'm just being really long with it. What's my favorite shop? M&M World.
Oh, I like M&M World. It's nice. Childhood book?
Harry Potter.
Favorite city?
London.
Yeah, London's good. London and New York are my favourites.
Oh, come on now. See, we are definitely brothers. We're definitely brothers from different mothers.
Favourite place to eat?
Oh, Wagamama's. Yeah, there's a few though, Charlie. There's like, I've got like a top 5 because Nando's is up there as well.
Oh, I like Nando's. Nando's is very good.
Basaba Itai. Have you been? And obviously our favourite place. What's that place that we used? I can't remember.
I don't know. It's a really nice grill though.
Yeah.
We should arrange to go for lunch or dinner there. Where were you born?
Birmingham.
Best childhood memory?
First time I sang in church, and just the response, it was like, whoa, okay, people really like this. They put me in a box, and I was like 6 years old.
One thing you could never live without?
My mom.
2 things to take on a deserted island?
Some type of moisturizer, whether it be cocoa butter or just Vaseline. Because I gotta, keep the skin moist. And water. Don't know whether they're like the best priority things to take, but there we go.
Because you sing like an angel, take it away with a 15-second melody.
Oh my gosh. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on.
Oh, that was really, really nice.
Oh, thank you. That was for you, bro.
Oh, you did so well on those questions, Nate. That was another amazing episode of Musical Chairs with CheerUpCharlie. Thank you so much, Nate. It's been a pleasure and honour and just a joy talking to my brother from another mother again. Because I've really missed you over lockdown.
I've missed you too, big time. We'll hang out though real soon.
Yeah, real soon. And now that I know you're back in London, we can hang out loads when you're not busy.
Yay! Yay!
Woohoo!
Amazing. I'm looking forward to it.
Oh, thank you so much, Nate. Bye.
Thank you. Thanks for having me. You're awesome.
Bye.
Take care. Be good.
Bye, Nate.
Bye.
Thank you. So that was another episode of Musical Chairs with CheerUpCharlie. Oh, wasn't he amazing? He has a voice of an angel. So if you want to see more videos like that and you want to help make a change to the world, then hit that subscribe button, turn your notifications on, and like this video. 1,000 likes to make a difference.